Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about July in Star Trek Fleet Command. We're going to try a brand new concept, a brand new video series that we'll launch every month, talking about 3 hits and 3 misses from the previous month here. So let's dive in and take a look and see where we're at with it. Now what I'd be really interested to see is down in the comments, what are your 3 hits and your 3 misses from August in Star Trek Fleet Command? Quick update on what update 56 did in Voyager Part 3. We got Q's trials, we got forbidden tech, we got new officers which included Chakotay and Tuvok. We got new missions and we got a few other things added as well. But let's talk about what the 3 hits and the 3 misses are in my opinion. So we are going to start off with the misses. So we're going to start off with the negatives and finish on a positive, I hope. The first negative is going to be Summer Hunt Week 1. Summer Hunt Week 1 was a bit of a blowout in my opinion. It consisted of 6 days of solo leaderboards. It included a solo milestone with quite hefty targets that were very doable, and obviously the inclusion of a brand new scoring hook. New scoring hook being using an avatar to be able to score in different events. This mechanic was broken. It didn't work as intended, and you was able to fast track the early doors of the event without even using the relevant avatar. So for me, this was a fantastic idea, but I think week 1 just basically made people angry and just absolutely depleted people of their valuable directives as the week progressed. And I saw involvement in those events specifically at my level just go down and down. The leaderboards, the top of the leaderboards just got less and less as we went through. We were issued a compensation for some of the issues that were going on, which was nice. However, for me, that was a big miss. The second miss of the month of August. Forbidden tech upgrades, and I'm talking specifically upgrades here. So as you know, we had many forbidden techs that were introduced into the game. We also got tetracyanite week 1. If you've managed to work your way through the tier 2 trials, it was easy to get your first epic free to play. That was a decent thing. However, it's the upgrading of these things which is the problem. So to upgrade these, we need 2 different materials. We need forbidden tech reactors. We need the upgrade catalysts as well for when you are tiering one of these pieces of forbidden tech. So when you are going through your levels, you are going to use these, the forbidden tech reactors, and then we have the tier up catalysts, which you're going to use. Once I get this to level 5, I can then look to take it to tier 2, requiring those catalysts. And then obviously the forbidden tech protomatter as well. Protomatter, which is paid out from Q's trials. Obviously, you can purchase this, but obviously I'm talking about this specifically as a free-to-play. Now, where this upgrade falls short is in 2 areas. The first thing is the fact that we only have a chance of upgrading this, so you can see that when I do get the other sort of, 1800 proto matter to be able to take a stab at upgrading my Metreon Cascade Warhead to level 5, I've only got just shy of a 65% chance of that actually being successful. And we are seeing that even though it says 65, sometimes it doesn't feel like 65. So it doesn't feel like a 65% chance for people that have failed these on multiple occasions. But where this really falls down is in the acquisition of both the protomatter and the tier up catalysts. Now, these forbidden tech reactors, where you need 32 to attempt an upgrade, we get these in spades, and we've noticed all the way through all rarities from common up to epic, all the way through tiers 1 to 12 that people have seen. Obviously nobody, I don't think, is at tier 12 yet, but everything we have seen, it only uses 32 of these, and you can see that for this month I have managed to amass nearly 13,000. So we are not struggling on the tech reactors, that is not a problem, but the tier up catalysts and the proto matter is a real problem in Star Trek Fleet Command. It has not been sourced sufficiently enough. Let's talk about where we can get these different materials from. So they are gained from Q's trials themselves. So when you ring your bell and you start a trial and you complete the hostile, you will be awarded the Forbidden Tech Protomat. And you can see here for tier 2 trials, it's 120 per trial that you're able to do. Now this is influenced by Q's building, by Q's court. Now Q's court, every time that you upgrade this building, you do get a bonus in Protomatter. So you can see I'm currently at a 52% bonus. However, you saw the cost of mine in order to be able to upgrade my forbidden tech. you can see that it requires me to have 6,600. So it's sourced very, very slowly. And then in relation to the tier up catalysts, this is potentially even worse. Now, the source at which you can claim these and that you can actually acquire these materials, it will take around 40 days, at least 40 days. On an Epic, this is take about 40 days to have a stab at upgrading this forbidden tech. And when we have 5 levels per tier and 12 tiers, it's going to take a long, long time. We need improved sourcing on this, and this was a huge miss with regards to forbidden tech. So that's our second miss. Now, the third miss was massive, and I'm going to talk about stability. I think the game in 2023, the stability in terms of the general servers and the way the game's been performing and scoring after reset, yeah, there's been a couple of niggles here and there, but over August, it has been pronounced the amount of issues that we have had with regards to stability of the game, just being able to get in, being able to do things, and things working properly. And this is evident when you actually have a look and see the amount of posts and comments that have been released by our community managers. Shout out to Beck, shout out to Echo. I think you've done a great job this month of communicating the issues and obviously keeping us up to date. And we can look here on the 25th. Obviously, we can see that Beck posted 1, 2, and then into the early hours of the 26th. Obviously, this is still part of her work day because of the time scales. 3, and then we had Sierra Uniform, obviously, which is one of the devs been able to post in here and talk about it. The communication. 4, 5. We had 6 or 7 different communications regarding the lag that was been experienced, mainly on the EU servers, but I know this was affecting the US and APAC servers as well. And obviously, they have tried to implement changes with some of the partners, Redis being the one that's being talked about the most, to try and improve game stability. And it's nice that they've communicated, so well done for that. That is a positive within a massive negative. Obviously, if you can't play the game, you can't do anything. And again, they have issued comp chests as well. Another shout out on communication. Obviously, the horrible tragedies and things that were happening over in our mainly APAC regions with regards to the typhoons and some of the flooding. That looks horrendous. I hope everybody's staying safe over there. But being able to issue ceasefires and things, that's the least that they could do here in Star Trek Fleet Command, just to help out with those players that are affected. So another little positive there, but from a negative, the general is stability of the game. Now I want to talk about the positives. Let's get rid of all that negativity. They're the 3 major misses, in my opinion. Drop down in the comments below what you think are the major misses of the arc, whether you disagree with me that there was something that could have ranked in the top 3 more than what I've said. But let's talk about the positives. And the first positive that I'm going to talk about is Chakotay sourcing and general officer sourcing, if I'm being honest. So officer sourcing this month was done in a way that we recognize in terms of auctions and a way that we recognize in terms of SMSs, but it was a hybrid of a few things that they've been trying over the last few months. And I think that the balance that we struck with Epic sourcing this month for Chakotay was the best that we have seen. I mean, what we are now recording this at the 3rd of August. The shards that have been produced, I have been able to get Chakotay up to rank 2, and I've been able to get 115 shards towards tier 3. I am basically tier 2.5 towards Chakotay, and he has been released for not even 30 days yet. I think the sourcing for this has been absolutely outstanding. We had 3 SMS events. Perhaps not completable by everybody. I did not complete the 3rd SMS because of a drought on materials. I had a good shout at the first 2 weeks. Those first 2 weeks, I did complete the SMSs, which allowed me to place in the SLBs as a bit of an afterthought as well, which helped contribute towards these shards. They were paid out in missions. Comp chests that we got, they included a few Chakotay shards as well, but generally, obviously the battle pass as well. But Chakotay sourcing and general officer sourcing has been absolutely exceptional. We was not told that Tuvok would be a guaranteed unlock either. You said that you would have to complete multiple ticketed events, and obviously we know we only source one of those for free per day. But with the way that he was sourced through events and things like that, I know very few people that did participate 100%, including free to play, that weren't able to unlock Tuvok either. So a massive, massive positive in relation to officer sourcing this month, and mainly Chakotay. And wow, if anybody ever listens to this from Scopely, the sourcing path that you issued for Chakotay this month, if this was continued, if they never changed a thing ever again, this is something that you should keep moving forward. A massive, massive positive in the game. Our second hit, in my opinion, was Summer Hunt Week 2. Summer Hunt Week 2, where we got a plethora of different events that you were able to join and spend the bounties that you were able to earn during Week 1 and basically choose how much you wanted to engage. You were able to target specific officers. If you was a couple of shards away, you could go for Pick Beverly. Obviously, you could go down to the rookie ones where you weren't getting any officer shards. So if you were desperate for officer shards, you maybe saved up your tokens and went for the higher level bounties to be able to get Pick Bev shards or been able to get Odo shards. And I think this event was fantastic. The only criticism, I think they could have gone ham on this event. I think they could have had 10 different elite bounties, 10 journeymans, 10 different rookie bounties, and give people a real choice of what they wanted to do in the game to be able to spend their bounty tokens, because you are limited by the number of these that you were able to earn during week 1, and even you with the whaliest of whales would not be able to purchase enough tickets to be able to complete all events. Obviously, they filter into a leaderboard. The leaderboard for me could have been stronger. It's not the officer shards for me that are the main reward here. It is the bounty credits to be able to use in the event store, the return of the Dabo wheel, which again I think is a good thing. However, these are the main reward from this, and I think the numbers are decent. And even if you're finishing top 25, getting 12 pulls from the Dabo wheels, I don't think that's too bad. I've not bought any additional tickets. I've only used what I got last month, and I'm currently sitting in the 26 to 50 bracket. And even if I can finish here and get 800 bounties, 8 pulls, I am very happy with that. But you can obviously spend to be able to get more tickets, to do more events, to get more rewards, and place higher in the leaderboard to get more rewards still. I think this was a perfect balance between free to play and pay to win. And I think that is absolutely superb. So I think Killing Games Part 2, by comparison to Week 1, which I think was a massive miss, which I included in the misses, I think Week 2 has been a fantastic attempt. I think with a few tweaks, this could be something that I will be happy to see on every 2-week break. Bear in mind, we do get a 2-week break about 3 times a year in STFC. So I think having something like this, rather than just having Crucible of War Faction Hunt, I think having something like this every time would be a great idea with a few tweaks, definitely to Week 1. But massive positive was week 2 in terms of the rewards, the options, and the choice that players had to be able to participate at the levels that they wanted, both activity and spend wise. So a great positive to the game. Before we move on to our third hit of the arc and close the video down, I want to give you a little hint for those that have made it this far in the video towards the next arc, towards the August arc in Star Trek Fleet Command. And the hint is, there is no disguising it. It's a real task to speed these hints out to you. There's no disguising it. It's a real task to speed these hints out to you. What do you make of that? Let me know down in the comments section down below. My third hit was the feature this month. So the feature this month was Forbidden Tech. Now I know I railed on the upgrade materials, and that is still a massive miss that needs change. It needs change to be able to make upgrading these easier and faster to be able to take attempts, especially because you can fail. But the hit, I think the bonuses that are offered by the Forbidden Techs, and these even got a bump halfway through the arc. So the rewards I didn't think were too bad when they launched. However, they have increased all the buffs. We did get another post from Echo, which I will pop up now. So the arc launched the first week of July, and then by the 14th of July, we can see here that there was an update to Forbidden Tech. So rare and epic Forbidden Techs have become even more impactful with significant buffs for the early tiers and levels. Anyone that didn't get a big buff was the Metreon Cascade. Wonder why? Wonder if that's because it was free to play. I'm only joking. I'm not going to be cynical. We're talking about a positive. So they did get massive bonuses, increase from 5 to 550%, and to be able to just change those is absolutely massive, especially how quick that these were actually adapted on and changed for the benefit of all players in STFC. I think the benefits that are provided from Forbidden Tech are fantastic. If we look at my Metreon Cascade Warhead, I know I keep talking about this, but this is a free-to-play piece of Forbidden Tech that you can get by completing your tier 2 trials. Damage against hostiles 300%. It's not much, but this is going to tier and it scales massively as you work towards the other tiers. Increasing hull health, we could all need that. Increasing crit chance for the first 3 rounds. Many hostile battles are going that sort of a range anyway, so it's quite good for obviously when you're fighting hostiles. And then crit damage as well, just to accompany that. As we know, crit damage, any increase to that is going to be net damage, obviously because of the way that criticals work. And some of the other bonuses, obviously there are mining ones, and I'm aware that a lot of these were free to play. Sorry, we're not free to play. I'm aware that a lot of them were purchase only for now. Hopefully they will introduce more sourcing for these as we go through. Things like the Tholaron radiation increasing PvP damage. Again, another hull health one, and then obviously a cloaking one, and then some Romulan bonuses as well. So they are good. The time crystal, very similar, but to Klingons. And then obviously we have the alcove, which is the one that is specific to Voyager. So it's the one that you might want to get put on your Voyager to increase the hostile rewards, the hull health, etc., etc. There are some fantastic bonuses here, and these scale really, really well as you start to progress them and start to work up on them. And that for me is my 3 hits and misses. So let me know what your 3 hits and your 3 misses were for July in Star Trek Fleet Command. Let me know if you agree with me, whether you disagree with me. That is absolutely fine. But I'd be really interested to know what you think are the 3 best things and 3 worst things that happened during the month of July here in STFC. As always, thank you so much for watching the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Press the like button on the way out and press the bell so you know that when we are next going to be launching a video, you can get to it first and find out what information that we're here to do. Anything that you want, please check out our Discord. Link to that is in the description below. And remember, guys, everything is better with lube. Take care, guys, and have a fantastic day.